Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where last episode we got our second tank with nuclear engines. Wow, words are suddenly very difficult. But we got this thing attached up to this thing, and we're going to take it to a place and do a thing with it. That's the idea. I'm feeling very erudite. Okay, so that's the overall plan here. Now that we're clear on that, we're going to need to find ourselves an encounter here, and looking at what this is looking like, it's potentially going to be a bit, but let's see what we can find here. Oh, right, we already had... Well, we don't need much, actually. Okay, we're probably going to have to bring this around in orbit. That's no big deal. In fact, I think it's going to be going this way, so we'll probably have to bring it a number of orbits. Let's see. Yes. But really, we want to intercept at the periapsis. So we're going to bring this in. Well, we kind of can't intercept at the periapsis now that I think about it. What am I talking about? We want to intercept at the apoapsis, which will be the best we can do. So we're going to bring this up here. Intercepting, what am I even talking about? Okay, we're going to bring that up, and approximately at the apoapsis-ish would be around... Okay, so this, but up in orbit. No, down in orbit. This, but up in orbit. There we go. Okay, so what are we looking at here? That's certainly very awkward, but it's not super far apart in terms of relative speed, right? So, I mean, I don't love the timing on it. We could try to find different timing, and that may not be the worst of ideas. I mean, overall, this is kind of the best timing that we've got right now. 16, 15.9. Okay, let's see how much we can fine-tune this. 14.2. It's going to start getting worse here soon. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Okay, let's see what we've got here. 13 kilometers. We're going to have to toss in a little bit of radial probably here. 7.5, 7.4, 7.5. Okay, so back to 7.4 and back into the prograde a bit. This fine-tuning is going to get more and more awkward and a higher and higher relative speed. Ultimately, I just don't like this timing. That's what it comes down to. I don't care for this timing. Let's, if I can get in here. That's complicated sometimes. Okay, let's try this again. Let's try burning from this apoapsis here. And let's push up the periapsis and see what that ends up looking like. Okay, we're going to have to wait basically a full orbit. It's only a few days. Not a big deal there. And then that's 31 kilometers separation. This is so much better. We get so much closer with the relative speed being so much higher. So 1.3 kilometers is the best I see there. And let's try bringing that in a little closer. I see 1.2, 1.4, 1.1. Okay, let's see what we get with a little bit of radial here. Or rather, a little bit of normal. Well, this is pretty gross, but this is what we're looking at. 1 kilometer apart, huh? Okay, let's bring that back down to 1 kilometer. And we'll just try to dial this in a little closer here, but really, we don't need to. 1 kilometer is close enough. So we'll go ahead and align to that maneuver note. And now the question is, how does this thing turn? I'm going to quick save, and we're going to try physics warping this turn. Interesting. Very, very interesting. The answer is it goes kind of okay. Kind of. So we'll position this out over here. And I believe we don't have unbreakable joints on. I want to double check that. We don't want to have that on at this time. Okay, good. So that's not on. And we're just going to align for this. It's going to be about 4 days before the actual burn starts. And I don't want to use RCS here. Mostly because I just really, really dislike the timing on that. I want to make sure that we have the correct advanced grabbing unit that we're controlling from. That would help. Okay. We're going to want to make sure that we are facing... Well, that's why we quick saved. Physics Krakens are a thing. We'll reload that, and that's not how physics works. So I'm completely comfortable reloading that one. Cool. Again, that's not how physics works. But we want to make sure before we get that turn going that we're going to the correct direction, for sure. So we'll bring that back in. Hopefully. Ah. This save is the one that apparently auto-saved immediately after we blew up there. So this is the wrong save. Let's find the right save. 5 hours, 20 minutes, I think, is the correct one. Right? Year 149, day 90, 5 hours, 20. Yes. And I hope that our maneuver is still there, but we can recreate that if not. I did quick save after the maneuver. So let's see what we've got. Yes, this is the maneuver. Okay, so first things first, we are going to come in over here, grab this guy, and control from here. Then we're going to head over to the maneuver node. There we go. And we're hopefully going to get there pretty quickly. But now we know that time warp is potentially problematic. And let's try to physics warp it over. Cool. We'll try to save time here, but I'm not 100% convinced that it's going to work. We're turning reasonably quickly. Cool. So there we go. We will be arriving at our destination in terms of turning pretty soon. We're definitely seeing some wiggling going on here. There's no doubt about that one. But we'll just bring this on around, and we'll let it settle naturally rather than trying to force reset the physics with time warp. So that's fine. We're at 3x right now, and we're just working our way over to here. And hopefully we don't have everything break with a Kraken, because that's always problematic. Cool. We'll be there pretty soon. It's pretty close to prograde, for right now anyway. Okay, I'm going to go down to 2x and 1x. We're going to let this settle a bit. I was hoping we'd be a little bit more stable here with all of these points of contact. But I'm not shocked that we're a little unstable. We have a lot of weight out here. Once this is jettisoned, that will actually make things quite a bit easier. So that's fine. We're to bring this on in. Apparently this is 13.9 meters per second. That's basically our entire burn time here. Almost. Okay. Well, we'll get aligned here. And let's get ready for this. Any moment now we'll be there. Almost there. Wow, it really doesn't want to make its way over there. Once we have this burned out, we will have much better leverage, I think. As in, we'll be less wiggly. But let's just get in approximately the position. If we get close enough, I'm hitting this warp button. I'm also going to quick save here. Just so we don't lose this to a Kraken. Okay. Any moment now. I think one more pass. Each spiral, we're getting a little closer. No, it's one more. I want one more pass here. Close enough. Well, that's definitely spicy. And everything blows up. Okay, so with that in mind, we're going to reload the quick save that we just made, which was the persistent, actually. I think. 5 hours, 26 minutes. Hang on. Let's double check that. Okay. So 149, day 90. Yeah, it should be this one. Cool. We'll load that, and I'm just going to turn on no crash damage. So this Kraken will hopefully not continue to happen. This is not how physics works, for the record. This is a Kraken bug. So we will definitely deal with that. But let's get that reloaded. And we were basically at the point of being ready for the burn. Basically. Let's load this on in. But before we do, I'm going to go ahead and turn on unbreakable joints and no crash damage for the time being. If we're coming in too fast to the station, I'll turn that off. But for what we're working with here, it's just going to be so much simpler if that's just not allowed to happen. But we're still going to have Kraken. Don't get me wrong. There's still going to be Kraken. Okay, so we're going to align to the maneuver node. I want to make absolutely sure that we are controlling from our center one. And we are. We're going to head over to this node. We're a little bit off of it. But I'm not going to physics warp this at all. We should get there pretty quickly, in theory. I hope. Yeah, we're definitely going over reasonably well without the physics warp. The physics warp made it go faster, but it also, I think, was a big part of what made the Kraken happen. So let's get ready for this regular time warp. Right about... any moment now. I want to let it go a little longer. Now. And hopefully... man, look at that. No wonder it Krakens up. That's insane. But we don't allow it to break this time. So we're going to bring it on over. And we're going to turn RCS on to help get this under control. This thing is so Krakened. It is so Krakened. Okay. We may have to do this a different way. Like, I'm not physics warping right now. This is just the way the game is. Exciting. I wonder if this is something to do with Warp Anywhere. It seems to be worse after I installed that. I might have to experiment with that one. But there's no way we're going to get here in time for this burn, is there? Well, that's spicy. We're still really jittery. Like, I'm not burning or anything. I'm doing no inputs right now. This is just the way it is. So with that in mind, maybe we should do this differently. Since we're so Kraken-y, here's what I'm thinking. We go back to this quick save again. I'm really disliking the amount of reloading we're doing here, but we need to find a way around this Kraken. And here's what I'm thinking. Step 1. We load in here. Step 2. We transfer the fuel from here into here. Actually, that's full of liquid fuel right now. We can only move oxidizer. Sure. Done. Okay, so we do that. Ooh, that was too much. We need this to be somewhere around there. Now I'm going to manually decouple this stack separator. Like so. Okay. Without that there, that should make things a little bit easier on the physics. Hopefully. Now I'm going to quick save here. That becomes our permanent save. And we're going to try warping this again. Now, I think that warp anything is breaking things here. Let's find out what happens here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to revert this back to that save. I'm going to try turning off warp anything and see what happens. I'll see you guys in just a moment. Okay, and here we are loading back in with the, I was calling it by the wrong name, with the Warp Everywhere mod disabled. Now, that is an out-of-date mod, and it's very useful for those outer solar system faster warps. Oh, this is all that debris again? Okay, this is actually, I've loaded the wrong save. Perfect. It's very handy for those outer solar system warps. What it's not handy for, apparently, is physics Krakens. So we're going to load in... Let's see, I believe it was... Yeah, it wouldn't have been year 149, day 90, 5 hours, 27. It would have been like, this one's like an hour before? The sorting on this is always baffling to me. Did it overwrite the save at some point? Well, let's see what we've got here. I'm not sure what's going on in this save. There shouldn't be an explosion here. So let's look at our Class E asteroid. Maybe all that debris is... I don't know. Let's see. What do we have here? Am I confused? Yeah, this is fine. This is normal. Okay. Fantastic. So we'll get positioned here, and now I'm hoping that we're going to be able to warp without a Kraken. That's the idea. So we're going to warp this, and it's definitely going to take longer to warp, but if there's no Kraken, then I'm okay with that. So that would be one of those mods that we want to install in very specific circumstances and then remove when we're not using them, I guess. So I'll just note when I do that in the future. Okay. And off we go. This is still at 10,000 X, but this didn't jump. And this definitely, well, it's a little bit bent here, but it's way better. I'm saying as it blows up. Okay, so we're going to reload that yet again. We've still got the Kraken without the mod. Good to know. The persistent is 5 days later, right? That's the one, that's where we are right now. Okay, so we reload this, and now we still need to have no crash damage. The Kraken still exists, and we load this guy in. We set it to the maneuver node, and we do unbreakable joints, no crash damage. Perfect. Okay, so let's just get set up here on the angling. And any moment now. Boy, this Kraken is nutty. No doubt about it. This is the worst Kraken I've personally had. I'm sure there are worse ones, but this asteroid hates me. Okay, let's warp. And now it shouldn't blow up, but it will probably spin out of control. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop warping a little bit early. There we go. And... Okay, that made it worse. For sure. Exciting. I want to reset the physics. That's all I want to do here. Okay. We're going to turn RCS on. You can see our RCS ring is now offset. And that's a symptom of the Kraken. Parts moving around like that. So that's not great, but we'll try to get this a bit under control. We've got 23 minutes to do so. Yikes. I was hoping this would be less Kraken-y. It's almost more. Okay. Well, we're going to warp in a little further now. And I'm going to stop this about 5 minutes before. Okay. And yeah, things are going to jump around like crazy. Like absolute crazy. But we're going to take a couple of minutes here to get this burn set up. Oh, this Kraken is so frustrating. I'm not going to lie. It's almost like the game isn't explicitly designed for moving something this big with claw attachments or something. Okay, I would freeze physics when we're close and do it that way, but that's going to break this. So that's probably not the best of ideas. Instead, we're going to wait it out. We are settling down, so that's good. Burn time of 36 seconds here. And we can see that we're not very far away from the station, from the asteroid miner. There's also a bunch of debris out here, which is kind of hilarious, but that's fine. Not actually sure what all that debris is necessarily, but that's fine. We'll be ready to burn this shortly. So what does a physics warp look like right now? Yikes. Okay. We should probably not physics warp. I would like to not time warp either. I'm going to quick save here, and I'm going to try the time warp. This is a mistake. I know it already. Look at that. That is disgusting. This is so broken. So broken. Well, we can't time warp here. We're going to have to just let it settle. Okay. 40 seconds is what we've got. These do not have gimbal on them, do they? They do. So gimbaling would help us, actually. We're trying to head down there. We've got 30 seconds before the burn. So this is actually not that bad. And then our encounter is going to be all the way over here. Oh, that's 3.6 kilometers now. That has changed dramatically, probably from warping. Let's see if we can't bring that down a smidge. 2.8. No, I don't want to do that necessarily. We're so drifted off at this point. But we can move this up over this way. Buy ourselves a little bit more time. Three kilometers. Okay. Sure. I guess that'll do. We'll head down towards that maneuver node. I'm going to turn the RCS off. I want to make sure that we're controlling from the correct location. And we are. The question is, how can we maneuver with this Kraken? And honestly, I don't know the answer to that. It is about time to put a cut in here, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we'll hopefully have an answer to this Kraken. And we'll bring this thing in and wrap this up. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members who make this video possible. And this video was a bit of a struggle, I'm not gonna lie. But those channel members are, of course, Casserole, Sigma162, JJ Gamer, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Kadra, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.